Anyway, the classes struggle. Some classes triumph, others are eliminated. Such is history, such is the history of civilization for thousands of years. To interpret history from this viewpoint is historical materialism. Standing in opposition to this viewpoint is historical idealism. Of course. To be fair, this is true. What?
Why is the text so big?
Because
It's because
no, it's I mean, it's because this is like supposed to be like a collection of aphorisms, so like they're supposed to be big and stand out. It's like I think it's an editorial decision.
It's
No,
a bit like,
it's
you know how
not
in
like
Russia
that.
they decided to simplify the language after the Soviets took over, so it's like easier for all the,
No.
you know.
Listen,
Oh
the
god,
text
that's
isn't
that's
big, the
cringe.
book is
No,
just little.
of course that also the books were supposed to be little so that everyone can carry them around and like wave them.
Russia could
in-
just switch to the Latin alphabet already.
I mean the Bolsheviks tried.
Yeah, they tried,
and then Stalin can yeah. I mean, to be fair, they at least they simplified the Cyrillic because before it was like a mess.
I mean,
So
it's really
yeah,
Poland
society
should
member.
switch to the Cyrillic as well. Just
Poland should choose Cyrillic because his absolute cancer is reading Gregor Zizhestakovich.
the Ming the Ming Empire was communist, of course.
What?
In class society, everyone lives as member of particular class, and every kind of thinking, without exception, is stamped by the brand of class. That's true, actually. Changes in society are due chiefly to the development of the internal contradictions. Oh yeah, another thing is like Mao loves contradictions. Internal contradictions is just like,
Oh,
oh god, what?
understand. I don't like this book anymore. Can we just read, I don't know.
I wonder.
Kill
if,
yourself.
I wonder if somebody could make an AI that just simulates Mao Zedong speaking. Like,
That would be great. I love it. It
yeah,
was just
they
like
just use the words he uses all the time.
half the fucking time it would be contradictions, criticism and self-criticism, the free grade weapons of the party, and all these things.
Wait, isn't it like, you know that game where it's, I don't know what it's called, but like they basically have a robot, fucking, who's the guy who said kill commies? The American president.
Liberty.
Nixon. It's just
Liber-
like AI Nixon. He just shoots
AI
guys.
Nixon.
AI Nixon. Yeah, exactly.
He shoots lasers out of his
Which
head.
is my personal theory about Joe Biden. He's gonna win and then reveal himself to be a puppet of the Nixon, who is right now he has been uploaded in a mainframe in the Pentagon, but he is going to be uploaded into Joe Biden.
You fool, Joe Biden is
love this.
puppet of the
I love
Goldwater.
this idea.
Goldwater. The contradiction between classes and the contradiction between the old and the new. It is the development of these contradictions that pushes society forward and gives the impetus for the supersession of the old society by the new. I mean, this is basically just like fucking historical dialectics. The ruthless economic exploitation and political oppression of the peasants by the landlord class forced them into numerous uprisings against its rule. Lots of dots. It was the class struggles of the peasants, the peasant uprisings, and the peasant wars that constituted the real motive force of historical development in Chinese feudal society. Oh, this is like basically like, yeah, like
The ruthless economic exploitation of the political oppression of the peasants by the landlord class.
The yellow
You know how
turbans
they,
were
you know
the
how they
first
say, like,
communists.
you know how the
the Taiping Rebellion.
I wonder if Marx was a reactionary. He corresponded with Lincoln, but why didn't he correspond with the Taiping Rebellion?
I mean, to be fair, Marx did write about the Taiping Rebellion. At first, he was pro. Then, at the end, when the Taiping started to become really cringe, he was like, "This is the most barbaric like force ever unleashed upon human society," or some shit like that. I don't remember the exact words, but
He wrote about the Taiping.
yeah, he did kind of believe in like the Asiatic mode of production, which is kind of weird. But like they didn't know shit about China. Like the Asiatic mode of production is like basically just like a different feudalism for Marx. It's like a middle between slave mode of production and feudal mode of production.
Oh my god, are you talking about the Russian fucking surf?
No, that was no. For him, it was like India, China, Persia, like that kind of shit.
The theory that Russia might also be in that general thing, and that he didn't support the communists in Russia for that reason, and Bakunin of that.
No, to be fair, like that's kind of wrong because he saw Russia as more similar to like the Asiatic because he was kind of racist against like Asiatic systems of governments. Yes, of course, racist. But like he said that like Russia needs to do its revolution so that the fucking like disgusting Asiatic reactionary Tsarism isn't gonna like come and crush every European revolution like in 1848.
Nikolai II, literally a Eurasianist.
Poggers. In the final analysis, national struggle is a matter of class struggle. Among the whites in the United States, it is only the reactionary ruling circles who oppress the black people. They can in no way represent the workers, the farmers, the revolutionary intellectuals, and other enlightened persons who comprise the overwhelming majority of the white race. Of course. Statement supporting the American Negroes in their just struggle against racial discrimination by U.S. imperialism. Based.
By the way, I just remembered that, for example, Stalin in the early 20th century also, used phrases like Asiatic barbarism.
Of course.
Yeah, Stalin was a racist too.
Literally, just a short Georgian man becomes the leader of an absolute empire.
Typing not based, Marx, of course. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think I clicked the wrong thing. Oh, no. Oh, wait, there's a... Wait, he fucking stole the book from fucking Tolstoy. Whatever. So... Where the fuck were we? It is up to us to organize the people. As for the reactionaries in China, it is up to us to organize the people to overthrow them. Everything reactionary is the same. If you don't hit it, it won't fall. That's interesting.
What?
This is also like sweeping the floor. Okay. As a rule, where the broom does not reach, the dust will not vanish of itself.
Let me write this.
I mean, it does make sense, but it's like saying, the tree won't fall if you don't blow on it.
Of course.
Exactly.
I mean, this is Mao philosophy.
So what?
The enemy will not perish of himself. Neither the Chinese reactionaries nor the aggressive forces of US imperialism in China will step down from the stage of history of their own accord. This is pretty much the same thing. Ah, yes, the revolution is not a dinner party or writing an essay or painting a picture or doing embroidery. It cannot be so refined, so leisurely and gentle, so temperate, kind, courteous, restrained, and magnanimous. A revolution is an insurrection, an act of violence by which one class overthrows another.
I like the Robespierre version a lot better, which is just like, do you want a revolution without the revolution? It's a lot shorter.
Oh no, Chiang Kai-shek.
Jiang Jieshi always tries to wrest every ounce of power and every ounce of gain from the people. And we? Our...
Robespierre understood that sometimes great men must do terrible things.
Poggers. Our policy is to give him tit for tat and to fight him for every inch of land. We act after his fashion. He always tries to impose war on the people. One sword in his left hand and one in his right. Wow, Chiang Kai-shek is double swords. Fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
We take up swords too, following his example. As Jiang Jieshi is now sharpening his swords, we must sharpen ours too. I like how
this was in 1945.
I like how he like they just mix a whole bunch of quotes from a whole bunch of different moments in history. So like you have no fucking idea about the context of any of this shit. To be honest, this is like pretty shitty editing. Like they should do this like chronologically or like I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
In parentheses, that what he said this about? Like, this was going on when he said that?
And this is like at the beginning of the Second Civil War, like 1945.
This is really
Literally, like, Japan is about to surrender. And then it goes back to 1926. So it's like, okay. Who are our friends? No, wait, who are our enemies? Who are our friends? This is a question of the first importance for the revolution. The basic reason why all previous revolutionary struggles in China achieved so little was their failure to unite with real friends in order to attack real enemies. A revolutionary party is the guide of the masses, and no revolution ever succeeds when the revolutionary party leads them astray. To ensure that we will definitely achieve success in our revolution and will not lead the masses astray, we must pay attention to uniting with our real friends in order to attack our real enemies. To distinguish real friends and real enemies, we must make a general analysis of the economic status of the various classes in Chinese society and of their respective attitudes towards the revolution.
This explains why China annexed fucking what's his name? Tibet, yeah.
I mean,
Tibet always was part of the China. Independence
to be fair,
was created by the imperialists.
this is when, like, the Northern Expedition was about to start. In fact, it's actually March 1926. This was when... It's funny, because it's, I believe, a little bit before Chiang Kai-shek took power in the KMT and, like, heavily curtailed the left. But before, Chiang Kai-shek was actually, like, supposed to be a leftist. So he's actually probably thinking that, like, the real friend is Chiang Kai-shek when he's writing this shit. Wait! Ah! Mute. You are now mute. You are now muted, comrade, for the glory of the revolution and the health of the proletariat. Because, like, come on.
Reactionary action. Our real enemy is the Echo.
Yes, of course. Anti-Echo United Front of all the proletarians.
Our enemies are all those in a league with imperialism, except us, because we're the correct type of imperialism.
The warlords, the bureaucrats. Oh, the
criticize so that we can know who is and ban them.
The comprador class, the big landlord class, and the reactionary section of the intelligentsia attached them. Ah, yes, the intellectuals. The go work in the farms, please.
Glass wearing people.
The leading force in our revolution is the industrial proletariat. The all two of them in 1926.
Of which there are none.
Our closest friends are this entire semi-pro... Like, who the fuck are the semi-proletariat? Like, is that, like, the mine workers, I think? Something like that?
I think it's basically peasants who don't own land and they work, like...
No. That's...
I think you mean the lumpen proletariat. Maybe.
No, that's like... The lumpen proletariat are, like, the thieves, essentially.
No, it's the really poor niggas.
What is semi-proletariat?
really
They're like
poor people.
half bourgeois, so kind of like...
And, like, the poor peasants are the poor peasant. Like, the landless peasants are the poor peasants. Like, Mao distinguishes three types of peasants, like the poor peasants, the middle peasants, and the rich peasants. But, like, the semi-proletariat, I have no idea what the fuck is that is supposed to be.
It means somebody that, like, oh, you don't need to get killed if you are in the semi-proletariat.
Self-employed?
What I mean.
Actually, if you
I
Google
feel like
it,
this is so subjective. You can just twist this any way you like.
the definition is on Google. It is a wage labor force that is not wholly dependent on the wage for economic subsistence.
Ah, I see.
Typically, it occurs where wage workers retain access to land, working it themselves or via members of their family.
Haha, I
The term
see.
also includes seasonal workers who spend part of the year on
Hotel workers are the semi-proletariat.
and
Pog.
part working in the harvests for wages.
Mm.
So it's like subsistence farmers, I guess.
Yeah, it's like subsistence farmers who go to the city, like, in the winter to work after the harvest is done.
Yes,
All right.
They like the seasonal workers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of like that. Whoever sides with the revolutionary people is a revolutionary. Whoever sides with the imperialism, the feudalism, and the bureaucrat capitalism is a counter-revolutionary. Whoever sides with the revolutionary people in words only but acts otherwise is a revolutionary in speech. Whoever sides with the revolutionary people in deed as well as in word is a revolutionary in the full sense.
Man,
Base. This is like...
Clearly, this, from what I understand, then, so...
Look, say wrong if it is wrong. You cannot say that because you know it is true.
is the only revolutionary in Europe.
Wait, but what if you, side with revolution by deeds but not by words?
then you're a then you're a revolutionary spy. I hold that it is a bad as far as we are concerned if a person, a political party, an army, or a school is not attacked by the enemy. Wait, what? I hold that it is bad as far as we are concerned if a person, a political party, an army, or school is not attacked by the enemy. For in that case, it would definitely mean that we have sunk to the level of the enemy?
Wait, what?
What the fuck? What the fuck does this even mean?
But if you hadn't followed
What are you doing?
the fact that enemy did not attack them means they are part of the enemy. Otherwise, they would have attacked them. It makes sense to me.
Oh my
Please
god.
read the title of the work.
Oh no, we. Okay, no, okay. Like, if we are not attacked, no, hold on. No, I have not. This doesn't mean anything. It is good if we are attacked by the enemy, since it proves that we have drawn a clear line of demarcation between the enemy and ourselves. Now, this makes sense.
Yeah.
This does not make sense.
I mean, it is just saying same thing in the opposite ways. If
No.
enemy is attacking us, it's a good thing, because
No.
it means they didn't attack us.
Shut the fuck up.
But if
Shut the fuck up.
enemy doesn't attack us, that means we didn't do enough.
Shut up. This is not like.
We aren't leaving
This
this
isn't.
paragraph until it's thoroughly debated.
This isn't like it's bad if we aren't attacked by the enemy. It's bad if a person, a political party, an army, or a school, like, it's just a random, like, undefined institution or person. Just Mao is in favor of random schools being shelled by the enemy.
Maybe if enemy is not attacking them, that means they are in working with the enemy.
Okay, this
Otherwise, they
kind
would
of
attack
makes sense. Kind of makes sense.
If you read the title of the work, it says to be attacked by the enemy is not a bad thing, but a good thing.
No, but like that's for the Communist Party, like not for a random school. I don't know. I don't understand.
By the way, I think by school he means
Maybe a yeah, like an intellectual school.
School of Festung.
not a fucking American school attack once again.
I know, but like also, yeah, okay, but like also an
No,
army.
That means
Funny.
mouse sport school shootings.
All Maoists. The fuck? I love Mao.
What the fuck? I love Mao, man. I love Mao now. Ted Kaczynski loves Mao now.
Only now, bad.
It is bitter if the enemy attacks us wildly and paints us as utterly black. It's because in China, like, black means like enemy or like villain.
It means enemy in everywhere.
Although in China, white is like the color of death, so it's not like black and white. It's just like black. It's just.
Of course, because they are Chinese. They are not white. They are yellow.
Okay, of course. We should support whatever the enemy opposes and oppose whatever the enemy supports.
Against the Soviet Union.
We should oppose supporting. We should oppose like. Let's.
So much.
I love this because like imagine like a good policy like just. Obviously good. Like, we oppose trade unions because the Social Democrats support them.
Right.
Hello,
I mean,
Police
that would
Department.
make sense if the if Social Democrats supported that, but they don't. They are social fascists.
The Americans for murdering each other? Really? So the murderers?
Release all the murderers.
Murderers should be released if they murdered only the bad people.
Human rights are of the UN? Reject human rights right now.
Of course.
Source shining path.
That's pretty good. Our stand is that of the proletariat and the masses. For members of the Communist Party, this means keeping to the stand of the party, keeping to the party spirit and the party policy. After the enemies with guns have been wiped out, there will be still enemies without guns. They are bound to struggle desperately against us, and we must never regard these enemies lightly. If we do not now raise and understand the problem in this way, we shall commit the gravest mistakes. Is this like the? It's kind of like we wouldn't let our enemies have guns, and like ideas are worse than guns, so we shouldn't let our enemies have ideas.
I have a gun. Damn.
I have a gun.
Damn.
The imperialists and the domestic reactionaries will certainly not take their defeat lying down, and they will struggle to the last ditch. After there is peace and order throughout the country, they will still engage in sabotage and create disturbances in various ways, and will try every day and every minute to stage a comeback. This is inevitable, and beyond all doubt, we must under no circumstances relax our vigilance. True.
Okay, makes sense.
True. In China, although the main socialist transformation has been completed with respect to the system of ownership... Are you claiming that you have socialism in 1957, brother? I don't know. And although the large-scale and turbulent class struggles of the masses, characteristics of the previous revolutionary periods, have in the main come to an end, there are still remnants of the overthrown landlord and comprador classes. There is still a bourgeoisie. And wait, are you... Whoa. But, like, wasn't the main socialist transformation completed? I don't know. There is still a bourgeoisie. The main socialist transformation has been completed.
Woodstock, hold on. What if... Imagine if tomorrow, it's like on the news, fucking... Xi Jinping announces he's reinstating full-blown communism, Mao communism.
He's starting.
No, that's Boschelai.
No, he did the socialist reconstruction focus on Millennium Dawn.
So true.
Listen,
entire country would collapse.
listen, Vodko. These are socialist bourgeois.
Nationalisme en communisme moeten exclusief.
The class struggle is by no means over. The class struggle between the proletariat and the bourgeoisie, the class struggle between the different political forces, and the class struggle in the ideological held between the proletariat and the bourgeoisie will continue to be long and tortuous, and at times become very acute. The proletariat seeks to transform the world according to its own world outlook, and so does the bourgeoisie. Wait, the bourgeoisie already did that, though, with capitalism. In this respect, the question of which will win out, socialism or capitalism, is still not really settled. True.
Why don't you just adopt fucking corporatism?
Or just, like, do corporatism and do capitalism without the private bourgeoisie. That's even better.
Corporatism is fascism. Fascism is capitalism.
I mean, then modern China is fascism.
Yes.
Because modern China is pretty corporatist.
Is it not though?
I don't know.
No,
It's not fascism, but it's like close to it, I suppose.
Hold on.
It's very close to Austro-fascism, I think.
It's a horseshoe theory. Modern China is socialist as socialism can be.
Listen, in their own words, in the words of their own policymakers, they literally said they wanted to create a state race.
Poggers.
So,
State race.
I mean,
State race, good.
Basically, the idea is we're gonna mix everybody up into an unrecognizable mess.
Good.
good, yes.
Ah, yes.
That's great. That's actually great, though. I mean, that would be base. Not gonna lie.
No, that is not fascism though. It's like what fascists hate the most. It's race mixing, but state enforced.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Hold on,
state
hold on,
enforced
like,
race
yes,
mixing is
but
great.
Look, basically, okay, hold on. They're going to create their own idea of what is an Aryan,
But
Yeah.
they're doing Palestine.
and anybody that's not an Aryan.
Anybody that's not an Aryan will die.
Look, something will not sound bad just because you want it to sound bad. It sounds very good to me right now.
Honestly, it sounds very good to me as well. It will take a fairly long time to decide the issue in the ideological struggle between socialism and capitalism in our country. The reason is that the influence of the bourgeoisie and the intellectuals who come from the old society will remain in our country for a long time to come. And came back with despicable dangists, and they have destroyed the socialism and reinstated capitalism, which is why we must return to Maoism. I don't know.
Triple parenthesis intellectuals.
If this is not sufficiently understood, or is not understood at all, the gravest mistakes will be made, and the necessity of waging the struggle in the ideological held will be ignored, of course. In our country, bourgeois and petty bourgeois ideology, anti-Marxist ideology will continue to exist for a long time. Of course, Dangism. Basically, the socialist system has been established in our country. Interesting. We have won the basic victory in transforming the ownership of the means of production. Really now? How's that going for you? But we have not yet. But we have not yet won complete victory on the political and ideological fronts. In the ideological field, the question of who will win in the struggle between the proletariat and the bourgeoisie has not really been settled yet. Of course, this will be settled on November 4th when the election comes around, and the great and we elect as great revolutionary working class proletarians. We elect the highest representative of the working class struggle, Joe Biden, to lead the American proletariat to victory against the fascist Donald Trump. Inshallah. And Marxism, Bidenism, Voshism will be forever established as the ultimate ideology of the United States of America, of the United Socialist Capitalist States of America, Market Socialist State of America. We still have to wage a protracted struggle against the bourgeois and petty bourgeois ideology. It is wrong to not understand this and give up ideological struggle. To be fair, he does launch the Great Leap Forward in a little bit, so yeah. And the Cultural Revolution. All erroneous ideas, all poisonous weeds, all ghosts and monsters, all Jews must be subjected to criticism.
What the fuck?
I mean, I'm just adding no Jews because it sounds like poisonous weeds, ghosts, and monsters. It kind of sounds like how the Nazis talked about Jews.
He just knows his audience.
In no circumstance should they be allowed to spread unchecked, of course. However, the criticism should be fully reasoned, analytical, and convincing, and not rough, bureaucratic, metaphysical, or dogmatic. Which is why I said, like, a couple pages earlier, like, when the enemy supports something, we must oppose it all the time. And when they support something, we must oppose it all the time. And that is not rough, bureaucratic, metaphysical, or dogmatic. Because I am the great chairman Mao Zedong. Especially not dogmatic. Okay. Both dogmatism and revisionism run counter to Marxism. Marxism must certainly advance. It must develop along the development of practice and cannot stand still. It would become lifeless if it is not remained stagnant and stereotyped. However, the basic principles of Marxism must never be violated. However, or otherwise, mistakes will be made. It is dogmatism to approach Marxism from a metaphysical point of view and to regard it as something rigid. We must oppose all that our enemy supports, and we must support all that our enemy opposes. It is revisionism to negate the basic principles of Marxism and to negate its universal truth. Wait. It is dogmatism to oppose Marxism from a metaphysical point of view and regard it as something rigid. We must not be metaphysical. It is revisionism to negate the basic principles of Marxism and to negate its universal truth.
Listen, I think he's saying that don't think about the details. The details can be about, basic facts such as bourgeois.
Exactly.
I also like the idea of mistakes will be made. By who? Someone, not me though.
Oh, right, that meme about Xi Jinping is pretty great. I love it. Reprogram, but right by reciting the Tiananmen copy pasta Science 85. Anyway, revisionism is one form of bourgeois ideology. The revisionists deny the differences between socialism and capitalism, between the dictatorship of the proletariat and the dictatorship of the bourgeoisie. What they advocate for is in fact not the socialist line, but the capitalist line. In present circumstances, revisionism is more pernicious than dogmatism. One of our current important tasks is the ideological front to unfold criticism of revisionism. Revisionism, or right opportunism, is a bourgeois trend of thought that is even more dangerous than dogmatism. The revisionists, the right opportunists, pay lip service to Marxism. They too attack dogmatism. But what they really are attacking is the quintessence of Marxism. They oppose or distort materialism and dialectics. Oppose or try to weaken the People's Democratic... This is my favorite word ever, the People's Democratic Dictatorship. The Chinese Communist Party still says that they're the People's Democratic Dictatorship, by the way. No, there's nothing wrong with it. I love it. Also, Marx said that we need the People's Democratic Dictatorship.
It actually, by the way, it sounds way better in Czech than in English.
The thing
how does it sound in Czech?
Lidově demokratická diktatura.
Ludowe demokratska dyktatura. That sounds pretty great. I mean,
I mean, if you use the Marxist definition of a dictatorship, and
dictatorship is just a regime, literally. It's not like bad people kill all who disagree all the time and kill everyone anyway. I mean, this is literally the only way he's using the term.
It is only about which class dominates.
Yeah, which one is the like fucking hegemonic group? So obviously, if the people are leading, then it's a democratic. Then, if it's a dictatorship, who cares? Because the people are leading, so it's the people's dictatorship, and so it's the people's democratic dictatorship.
This is really funny.
To be fair, like, this is not, like, as dumb as it sounds, but, like, dictatorship is such a dumb word, like, how it is used right now. So, like, yeah. It's like, dictatorship is when bad people do bad things in government.
When this dictatorship got this reputation after Mao was writing, like, in a way, like when he was writing, dictatorship mustn't have meant something so bad as it.
Actually, it was after the October Revolution that this dictatorship started to be used, because it was like a slur against the USSR. Because like the Bolsheviks said that, like, okay, so we need the revolutionary dictatorship of the peasants and the workers, right? To oppress, you know, the people that are like sending the white armies to kill us and murder our babies and restore the Tsarism. So, and everyone's like, but that's dictatorship. And like, this is like the difference between the socialism and communism only comes about now, because before that, socialism and communism were the same shit, or like socialists and communists were the same shit. But like after, the socialists are like, bruh, but like you shot people to do the communism, so this is bad. We must do communism by voting, because clearly then the bourgeoisie is not going to like overthrow us in a coup, because clearly they're just going to respect the democratic norms of society when we're trying to take away all their privileges.
That never happened.
That certainly will never happen. And
Bolivian elections this month.
Bolivian elections, Bolivian elections. More like
it'll be fun to watch. More
like CIA political theater. Although I'm not like the greatest fan of Morales. It's like the current government is just like so fucking funny.
We need to depose the current government on the basis of opposing zoophilia.
I mean, they're not even trying to hide it.
Like,
just CIA shit.
Like their woman, their like front head, she literally fucked a dog.
Man. Anyway, so, and the right-hand man in this struggle are the revisionists, of course, the Liu Shaoqi. All right,